Saturn plebs, we've got a Odd Eyes Pendulum Majespecter deck here, and not much to say. I'm just going to jump straight into it and tell you guys about it. So 2 Fox, scale 2 that allows you to win the grind game by being able to summon level 3s and grinding your opponent out. Also the traps are pretty good this format, especially Tornado. Mirage Dragon, you can search it if you're planning on popping your scales with Sorcerer that turn, and then counts as a resource later in the game. Radish Horse, this card is actually really good, like it's once per turn in comparison to Unicorn, and it's a main phase effect so you can still exceed with them. It's really good, helps you out stuff and also OTK. Guitar its scale is kind of bad in the deck, but it's there since board is banned to keep up your plus after Sorcerer, and hopefully you pop it with Iris in the next turn. 3 Desires, this card's really good, but the card doesn't hurt the deck as much at all because of the way it's built. I love this card in this deck. Upstart and 43 card deck. If you don't open Iris, the Abductor is dead most of the time, but Upstart can help make it live. Also Desires. It's important that the deck is 43 due to the side, when I will explain later. So a lot of people, like, obviously, like, Upstart in like more than 40 cards is kind of like stupid regardless, but the reason in this deck kind of makes sense actually because of the fact that how good Abductor is and how well it does combo with Abductor. Like, it is still a spell, you know, and being able to like deck thin and draw after you banish with Desires is still actually not too bad. So I mean, you could probably have like hours and hours of debate over whether or not Upstart is good in a Desires deck over 40 cards with Abductor. You could say there's arguments for and against. So, you know, I think I think it works. You know, Joshua Schmidt also agrees. I spoke to him a lot about this deck, and you know, it does make sense, and you know, I trust his opinion as one of the best in the world. So like, it's definitely not that stupid, guys. You know, if some of the best players think it's worth doing. Comungus, best kaiju to supplement your own engine because it's level 7 and Blue Eyes cannot exceed with it either if I don't kill it. Denko over Full House because Denko is better against Demise Cosmo than Full House, and Demise Cosmo is the hardest Demise deck to play against. When I go second, I always want to side 5 cards in versus most matchups. It's a combination of 5 cards between Comungus, Maxi and Twin Twister. I side out these 5, 1 Eccentric because most decks side Anti-Spell and it's dead versus that. Veiler, since I'm going second and I can't search it, and its impact when hard drawn isn't that big, so I'd rather not draw it. Don't side it in again in game 3 if I'm going first either because I simply don't want to brick. 1 Upstart. Upstart is a filler card after siding. I do have cards I want in my deck so that I can go out, also because you then have more spells to make Abductor live because of Twin Twister. And 1 Trap, mostly Tempest except for the Mirror, and then the same as the Veiler thing for game 3 most of the time. I do consider this the best deck and definitely better than Metal Foes. That deck is very fragile and has less engine starters that really do something. So this is a pretty good concept. Honestly, I think this is probably going to be the standard evolution forward for the deck going forward since last format. You know, and it obviously worked really well for him because he did win this LLDS, but I think he also mentioned that he won. He actually won 2 LLDSs with the same deck. So this is 2 LLDSs he's won back to back with the same deck. So you know, he's doing something right. But yeah. This is from a player who's been on my channel many times before. He's a phenomenal player, he's very consistent, and he's always played Pendulum actually because it's honestly one of the most technically high ceiling deck in the game. So yeah, that's been it, boys. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you next time.